The GOATs, the OGs, back in your face. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Best producer in the biz, Andre Lemouche, is he's right over there. He's ready to help us out. He always does. So, Doc, on Monday we started with a variety of topics, but we settled in and spent a lot of time on Fantrax ADPs and whether we're buying or selling these players at these particular ADPs, and a lot of fun was had. So let's keep the ball rolling here, Doc. This episode brought to you by FanDuel. By the way, we love FanDuel. And we encourage you to go to FanDuel.com and learn more. Jalen Suggs, Doc, has a Fantrax ADP of 84.1. 84.1. Are you buying or selling Suggy at that ADP?
I feel like I like Jalen Suggs more than you like Jalen Suggs this year. And that's way too rich for my blood. So I am looking for him later than that.
It's a good point, Doc. I've got my guy Suggs. I've got 37 guards ahead of him. This ADP isn't wild and crazy. It's not. I'm selling. I'm selling. This is an ADP thing, and it's also a Suggs thing. Suggs has got to get me.
Or no, I was looking at Darius Garland. My bad. Like 47. No, it's 84. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Suggs, he's got to get me back, dude. I love him. Okay, I love him. He doesn't have to get me back like that. For fantasy, he's got to get me back. He's not on the dead to me list. He's not a full fade. I'm just not trying to get him. He'd have to fall to me, and he's not. He's Suggs. He's on a very flashy team this year, the Orlando Magic. I think most of us realize they're going to be really good. Even some casual fans are hip to that. I don't think this ADP is wild and crazy, but I'm going to sell Suggs at 84.1 based on all the missed games due to injury. And he's got this breakneck football player style, being a former football player, but it's not conducive to staying on the court. And I don't like guys taking up my IR spots all year, especially if I got to take you. And what does 84 work out to, Doc? The 7th round? Something like that?
7, yeah. Yep, I think so.
So I'm going to be taking other dudes at this point. Dyson Daniels, Doc, has a Fantrax ADP of 35.1, which makes him a 3rd-round pick. And it's fun to get this intel because we've been wondering like what the masses are thinking about Dyson Daniels. Well, the masses are drafting him late in the 3rd round, Doc.
I want him in the 3rd round. I'll reach for him. I'm buying this. I know that Dyson Daniels is not for everybody. I know that he may not be able to steal 3 balls a game again this season, but I just feel like last year was the tip of the iceberg, man. And he got his feet wet, and he's like, "Oh man, I am good enough to do this. I am going to be a dominant player going forward." And I just think there's a little bit of risk that we're too excited about him, but I'm not worried about it. I want Dyson Daniels on my team.
Understood. He's a career year guy for me, but not a full fade. There are some. Josh Hart is a full fade career guy, career year theory guy. I want nothing to do with Josh Hart this year, and I love Josh Hart. In reality, this is fantasy, and so it's compartmentalized that way. Dyson Daniels is a career year guy that's not a full fade, but I'm not going to have him on any of my teams because he will be, in my opinion, overdrafted based on the 3 steals per game, which I need to see again. I could definitely see him at 2.4, 2.5. 3 is a gargantuan steal number. It's just off the charts. He won an award. Okay, like, does motivation change? Does role change a little bit? Does Sachet start playing? I don't know, dude. I see potential downside here. I think an ADP of 35 is pretty wild. It really is. I mean, I've got Daniels, Doc. How many guards do I have over Dyson? I've got Dyson decently ranked here, but I've got 22 guards over Dyson Daniels. 22 guards, and his ADP is 35. Okay, so that math should be enough for you guys. I probably look at Dyson as a top 50 guy, Doc. top 60 guy, something like that. But if I look at him that way, he's going to be gone by the time he kind of gets into my sweet spot.
The thing about when I think back to Dyson Daniels last season, dude, he was stealing 2 to 4 steals every single night. It wasn't, he got 6 in one game and then he went 3 games without another one. It was 3, 3, 3. It was like he had 3 steals every game. Yeah, it felt that way anyway. And I haven't gone back and looked at his game log, but I mean, I can totally see him doing it again because it got him an award. It made him the talk of fantasy basketball. Really, he was probably the biggest sleeper of last year. That blew up. It sold him a lot of jerseys, and he's like, "Man, this stealing thing is okay. I'm gonna go all in on steals." And if he does that, everything else will fall into place. I like it. I'm good. I'm good with Dyson. You're muted.
Andre Lemouche, please mark it down. This may be the biggest disagreement between me and Doc this offseason. It's not vicious. It's not petty. Not any of that. It's just a big-time disagreement. And Doc's going to have Dyson Daniels on all of his teams. I'm going to have Dyson Daniels on none of my teams. I can already tell you that. And again, it's not like I want nothing to do with Dyson Daniels. I think he's going to be overdrafted. So y'all knock yourselves out. I'll be winning over here. Tari Eason, Doc. Tari Eason, your guy. Fantrax ADP of 103.7. Are you buying or selling?
I feel like the squeeze is on in Houston. Like, I don't know where or when Eason's going to play. He's been so injured. Really his whole career. We've been waiting for Tari Eason. Like, I love his game. He's got a great fantasy pedigree. Like, he has so much fantasy upside. But I just don't know where he's going to play enough minutes in Houston to be drafted that high, even maybe at all.
I like Tari Eason a lot. Again, this is fantasy. Doc, I got to go. Whoa. All right. I got to do, I put the numbers over here to 50. So I got to do the thing where you do the 3 thing and then you do the little drag. Okay. Because I got to get the number here. Oh my gosh. There's so many numbers. All right. Eason is at. Bro, Tori, don't be mad at me, bro. Don't be mad at me. Doc, pardon me. I've got 59 forwards over Tari Eason.
So why is he going at 103.7 on Fantrax?
Because people are misguided, bro. Because people might remember streaming him one night. He won them money on a DFS ticket one night. I love Tari Eason. He's my guy. They have no idea about the minutes crunch that Doc was talking about. So let me take you slightly deeper into that as we go to Houston's depth chart here. Houston now, we talked, I believe it was on Monday's episode, Indiana, OKC, Cleveland, deepest teams in the league. We got to put Houston on that list. They're right there with these teams. Starting 5, Şengün, Jabari Smith, Durant, Amen, Fred VanVleet. Steven Adams, Dorian Finney-Smith. Dorian Finney-Smith is a buzzkill for Tari Eason. Tari Eason, Josh Okogie, and Reed Shepard, okay? And then third string, Capella, Jeff Green, Jayshawn Tate, Aaron Holiday, J.D. Davidson. I mean, it's, oh my God, is that depth, okay? How does Tari Eason, Doc, who doesn't play back-to-backs, by the way, play more than 25 minutes a game? I don't think there's 25 minutes a game for Tari Eason. I don't. And I think Ime Udoka would like to go down on his minutes Caruso style and then maybe expand Eason's minutes in the playoffs when it really matters. Remember how Daigneault used Caruso last year? He kept him on ice in the regular season and then unleashed him in the playoffs, dude.
Everybody who watched OKC in the playoffs who drafted Caruso was like, this is the guy that I was drafting. Like, where was he all year? Like, you literally had him under wraps all year. So, yeah, I just don't know where Eason's going to play. They're like, I think this might be, if we differ more on Dyson Daniels than any of these, I would say we agree more on Tari Eason, because I'm not drafting Tari Eason this year.
I won't have him. I mean, you guys knock yourselves out or listen to us, very humbly and respectfully, and don't draft Tari, and just enjoy his work when you watch the Houston Rockets, because that's what I'll be doing. Watching my guys Craig Ackerman and Ryan Hollins. Shout out to Ryan Hollins, who was a guest on my NBA show. When/if we get some big news, by the way, we'll pop up with an emergency episode of my NBA podcast. But it's been desolate out there. Javonte Green signed with the Pistons. I mean, crickets. We're not doing an emergency NBA show for the Javonte Green signing. I can tell you that right now. All right. Doc, Miles Turner, Fantrax ADP, rather high, 39.4, which makes that early fourth round. Buying or selling, dude?
Okay, so he's about 40 in Fantrax. He's about 75 in ESPN. Like 75, I'm down. I'm good with Miles Turner at 75. 40 seems kind of absurd to me. It's not absurd, because he does block shots and he hits threes and he's got a new home and he's probably going to go off this year. So it's not crazy, but it seems aggressive. It seems overly aggressive, especially when ESPN drafters are like, oh, I'll take him in, round 7, 8, 9. I think you need to target Miles Turner in like round 5, maybe round 6, somewhere in there. So too aggressive for me, but I love Miles Turner.
Okay. Yeah, we're not on the same page here. Round 5, Miles Turner is going to, I don't know about third round, like end of third round. Fourth round is going to be Miles Turnerville this year. And I will take Miles Turner in the fourth round. I'm with you. I'd rather have him in the 5th or 6th round, but the market is what the market is. I've got Miles Turner, Doc, number 5 on my center ranking. Do you remember a player debate we had? Miles Turner versus Bam Adebayo. Do you remember who you said in that player debate?
I think I said Miles Turner.
That is correct. I said Miles Turner as well. So I'm trying to play mental tennis with you right here. If you said you would rather have Miles Turner than Bam Adebayo, then would you take him in the 4th round? So are you telling me in that you want nothing to do with Bam Adebayo? Because Bam's going to be a 3rd or 4th round pick. And you're saying that you're looking at Turner as a 5th or 6th round pick, and you'd rather have Turner than Bam. So then that would make Bam a 5th or 6th round pick when you're comfortable taking him. So talk to me about that.
That's a great question. And it's one I really don't know the answer to until I do some drafts. And I probably need to do some mock drafts and see what my choices are when it's time to take Miles Turner, because I can sit here blindly and say, no, I wouldn't take him in the 3rd or in the 4th round, 3rd round, whatever. But I may, when push comes to shove and I'm looking at what's available and how many centers have been drafted and what's left, maybe I would. So I'm not going to say that, and I said it's not absurd that he's going 40. It's just higher than I thought it was going to be, especially when we saw him at 74 at ESPN.
Okay, you just hit on something. I don't know. Maybe Andre can help me out with this. Is this the highest ADP for Miles Turner? Or maybe not of his entire career, but like of the last 3 or 4 years? Because Doc, dude, your thinking is based on previous years, how we went in thinking about Miles Turner. When you could get Miles Turner in round 5, round 6, round 7, you could. He was kind of like a forgotten guy a little bit, I thought. You had all the big name centers, right? And they're gone. And then Miles Turner kind of drifts a little bit and bam, there I am. I mean, I'm always taking Miles Turner like 6th round and stuff like that. But Doc, he was just in the NBA Finals. I think that's a big reason why his ADP is where it is right now. Played well Obviously went to the Bucks, so he's been very visible, very on stage, and very in the news. And he's taken over for Brooke Lopez, and so you got to change it. There's a lot going on, dude. But I think that sort of news cycle thing is why he spiked all the way up this high, making it, dude. I don't really want to take Miles Turner in the 4th round, Doc. I don't. Right? 14 points, 7 boards, 2 blocks, 2 threes. The blocks and threes are amazing. The points and rebounds aren't. Right? Because. Anyway, that's all I got to say on that. I don't feel great about it. What's Andre telling us here, Doc? Can you read that note?
Miles Turner ADP 24-25 last year was 45. The year before that, it was 38. So
I stand corrected.
It's about right.
I stand corrected. Thank you for that info, Andre. And he said the year before he was at 42.
So he always goes 40. So I guess this is where he always goes.
4 straight years, dude. I now feel better about Miles Turner in the 4th round with that historic ADP information on Miles Turner. And again, best producer.
Hey, Doc, I need to bump him.
I want to talk about Andre real quick here. A, because I know it makes him uncomfortable. We just love messing with each other here. Dude, how many other producers in sports media would be able to have their host say live on the air, co-host, I should say, live on the air, can you please check on recent ADPs for Miles Turner? How many producers on earth, like the producer of the LeBatard show? He's not. There's no way. The producer for some of the Sirius XM shows I did, right? I could put Mike Garvey was my producer on my NBA radio. Yo, Garv. It's Antonio Daniels talking. Yo, Garv, can you check on Miles Turner's last 4 ADPs in fantasy basketball? It would have been crickets. He wouldn't even have he wouldn't even have responded, or he would have just put like 3 question marks. You know what I'm saying? Andre, you the man. He just fired off like 3 historic ADPs on Miles Turner. I'm impressed.
And you know what it reminds me of is Underdog at TNT. Like Barkley Bay, like, hey, Underdog, tell me this. And bam, within 30 seconds, he would have all his information.
He would. Here's the difference. Andre is a producer / stat guy. Joe Underhill, a.k.a. Underdog, who's my boy, love that guy. Phenomenal dude, by the way. And really, he's stat guy.
A stat guy, yeah.
And he might be the best in the biz at just being a stat guy. Although I did some play-by-play for ESPN. Whether it was they hired me way back in the day in some summer league stuff, right? And working with their statisticians. Dave Freed is one, okay? Dude, Dave Freed works with Mike Breen, okay? And so I was fortunate and blessed to do some summer league games with him, right? Super nice guy, unbelievably helpful. Bro, we're doing some Denver-Milwaukee summer league game. One of those games deep in the summer league where nobody noteworthy is playing, right? And this is like the GOAT of statisticians, right? And I'm there, we're doing play-by-play, we're having fun. And the game comes down to the wire. And he's helping me out with, they got 1 timeout left. They got 2 timeouts left. And wait until they inbound the ball. And not hurting me, but helping me, right? With all of like the late game machinations and you're watching and sometimes it's in your periphery, but it's always very helpful. I always told producers more is better than less in terms of steering and advice, right? I mean, we're trying to get the broadcast right. But one of the goats of statisticians is like sweating the final sequences of a completely meaningless deep in the summer league game. Like respect to Dave Freed, man, this guy. And I'm with the stats, dude. Anytime there's a run, bro, 9-0 run. Bam, you got a little sheet of paper right in front of you. 13-1 run. Dude's on an 8-point solo run, right? Every single stat. Turnovers are really starting to add up for this team, like giving you little thought points for the broadcast. Dave Freed, you're the best. You're the GOAT, bro. All right, back to our show here, Doc. Andrew Nembhard. Ooh. By the way, I was looking at some most improved player odds, Doc. Andrew Nembhard, okay? And I disagreed with you. Denny Abdia. They were at the top of the board. Okay. And we'll talk more about this. But so the Nembhard thing is on and popping, dude. Okay. He's at the top of the board for most improved player of the year odds. Okay. Which I don't think he'll win.
Did you see those over at FanDuel by chance?
I did. And our show is brought to us by FanDuel. Later on in the show, we'll do a FanDuel win total. We've got the Dallas Mavericks at 40.5. Start thinking about that. We'll give you our take on that at the end of the show. Nembhard's ADP on Fantrax stock is 97.9. Are you buying or selling at that ADP?
I don't feel like I'm going to have a lot of Nembhard on my team. Like, he's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe he's too quiet at his job. Maybe I don't see him in the highlight reels enough. Like, I've just never been moved by Andrew Nembhard. And I know people are high on him. I know you're high on him. I know, and I don't have a
mark it down, Andre. Dyson Daniels, Nembhard. Let's start accumulating these polarizing guys.
I know you're all about Nembhard, and he's going to be gone before I'm looking at him in almost every league, and I'm okay with that. I can live without Andrew Nembhard on my team.
You are hilarious, dude. This guy is hilarious. Andrew Nembhard's numbers in games without Halliburton last year, Doc, they weren't that good. It was
really? You don't say.
It was like 11.5 points, 3 rebounds, 6.6 assists, which is a pretty good number. Here's my thing, though, with Nembhard. I'm definitely buying Nembhard at this ADP. I'm buying Nembhard at an ADP quite a bit lower than this. Nembhard, how many guards do I have over Nembhard?
You know why I don't like Nembhard is I'm mad at him because TJ McConnell is a true and stud backup point guard, but Carlisle likes Nembhard better, and I don't. So I'm mad. That's it.
I understand, and it's okay to get petty like that from time to time. I've got Nembhard literally ranked just ahead of Dyson Daniels. That's kind of crazy. But I've got 21 guards ranked ahead of Nembhard. I'm on a Nembhard thing. I think Nembhard's PRA is going to be absolutely fantastic. I think he could get up to 1.5 steals per game. And look, man, the numbers in the non-Halley games last year is not as good as I maybe thought it was. But if you just make him the one, Doc, all year, like I don't think those numbers tell the story. I think if Nembhard is the point guard all year long, I believe we're going to get some triple doubles. I think you'll get like 3 triple doubles from Nembhard. And it may be 11, 10, and 12 in some like Jason Kidd, like kind of those odd combo triple doubles. But I'm high on Nembhard, dude. So I'm buying at that ADP, and those are 2 big time differences for us. How about this guy, Doc? Isaiah Hartenstein, a Fantrax ADP of 78.2. Are you buying or selling?
That sounds high to me. Like that sounds too early for Hartenstein. The Chet Hartenstein cancel out hurts both of them. But I like Chet more than I like Hartenstein. So, yeah, I don't think it's crazy. I think around 80 makes sense for Hartenstein. I would take him there. I'm buying. Muted.
I think the Chet OKC thing is a little. His numbers did come down when Chet came back. The overall numbers, Doc, for Hartenstein, 11 and 11 and 4. That's his PRA. 11, 11 and 4. I love that. 1.1 blocks, 0.8 steals, no threes, 58%. I don't care. But 11, 11, 4, and basically 1 and 1, 11, 11, 4, 1, 1. That's a pretty killer stat line, dude. Now let's more critically evaluate this by going to the splits, and I'm just going to kind of go first half, second half here, because Chet came back around mid-year. All right, so the rebounds for Hartenstein, dude, pre All-Star to post All-Star, the points were the same. The minutes dropped by 3 per game, but the points stayed the same. The rebounds fell by 3 per game. Huge difference from 11.9 to 8.9. The assists were basically the same, right under 4. So obviously that's Chet being there and gobbling up some rebounds. But Doc, let's just look at 23 post All-Star games. A PRA of 11, 9, and 4 can totally work with that. And he was basically 1 block and 1 steal in the post All-Star games. So 11, 9, 4, 1, 1. All right. I'm rocking with Hartenstein, dude. Even with Chet there, I'm buying at this ADP.
Yeah, I think I am too. I think that's a fair assessment.
All right. I unfortunately dragged my browser with a rundown out of the top row, which is severely annoying. I may have to, when you're talking, reopen.
So that was our last. That was our last one on that list. Now we have a list of players being drafted later on Fantrax than they are on ESPN. So those are all guys that were being drafted much earlier at Fantrax than they were on ESPN. So we have another list, if we want to get into that now or later, of guys who were going much higher, much earlier on ESPN.
So while I pull up our show, because it just now went away, take us into the first one, dude. Get us rolling.
Well, we got DeJounte Murray, who at ESPN was going like 82, 81.6. On Fantrax, he's going at 114.5. I am probably out on DeJounte Murray this season. Gone are the days when he was playing for the Hawks and him and Trey were a two-headed monster and everybody was excited about it. We're not there anymore. And DeJounte, where is he, Rick? He's in New Orleans, right?
He's in New Orleans rehabbing an Achilles, bro.
Yeah, I mean, no, thank you. I don't want really any part of DeJounte Murray down there in New Orleans. If he was healthy, it would be one thing. But the fact that he's not even going to play much this season, I mean, I don't know how long he's out for, but absolutely not. This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know when he's going to be back. I don't know if very many people know when he's going to be back. I'm just selling DeJounte Murray. If he were healthy, I'm buying. I love DeJounte Murray's stat set. It's amazing. It's one of the best in fantasy basketball. Second round pick, good if the role is right. But this is a no. This is a hard no for me. I am going to, Doc, get my stuff back in order here. And I mean, 114.5, I mean, it's pretty deep, but still people are just going, all right, I don't even know who these people are. Brain freeze. DeJounte Murray. Okay, I know who he is. That's what's happening there. And you're all better than that. It's the Fantasy NBA today. Hi, Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, the great Andre Lamouche is with us as well. Guys, have you gone to sportsethos.com to buy our fantasy football draft guide yet? Please do. It's very, very inexpensive and awesome. Big bang for the buck, big value. Going to make you big money. You got to make the right decisions, but we help you. We give you tools and stuff like that. We've got it layered. We've got the NFL coverage. We've got the college football coverage. Nobody else is doing that. Okay, it's $6 a month. You can get 60% off right now. And you've got all kinds of other great content out there that you can subscribe to and help us keep this going and help yourself get smarter about the world of sports. Pretty cool thing, right? Thank you. PJ Washington, Doc, Fantrax ADP of 126.8. Are you buying or selling?
Yeah, I mean, I know you like PJ Washington, probably a little bit higher than that. I like, to me, PJ Washington is serviceable. and he's fine, and he's a good glue guy. But I'm not building a roster around him. But if you get him at, between 100 and 125, you're obviously not doing that. So, I have no problem taking PJ Washington, anytime after pick 100. Mute.
This is convoluted for me because PJ Washington's coming off a career year. So that's a fade, but it's not a full fade. Doc, I will buy PJ Washington at this ADP. I mean, dude, this is 10th round. This is 120 or whatever. This is 10th round. I'll throw some stock at PJ Washington in the 10th round. It depends on what's around him. When I go, I may go like a Jay Huff over him. At this rate, I may. But here's my thing with PJ Washington, and we got the Mavs conversation coming up later. He's kind of a man without a position right now, Doc. You've got your centers. You've got Anthony Davis, who's allergic to playing center and is pissed and moaned about playing center his whole life and does not want to play center. And Dallas is complying with that plan. You got Cooper Flagg playing out of position at the 3 because of 80's insistence on that. But, I mean, think about it, Doc. So 80 starts at the 5, and now you're bringing Gafford and Lively off the bench behind him. That makes no sense at all. So 80's got to be your 4, Flagg's your 3, Clay is your 2, and D'Angelo Russell's your 1. Where's the role for PJ Washington, dude? Now, we were talking about, do they start PJ and bring Klay Thompson off the bench? That's what I would do. But Jason Kidd's the guy that's going to make that call. And coaches are stubborn. And he's a Hall of Famer who's probably going to look out for another Hall of Famer in Klay Thompson. So talk to me about but I think ultimately, Doc, they're going to have 25 to 28 minutes a game for PJ Washington, even if it's like as a super bench player. Maybe he's the 6th man of the year.
He was ranked like 103rd in 9-cat last year per game. So, I mean, this is right up his alley for what he did last year. I don't know why he can't be, close to what he was last year. It'll be somewhere in that ballpark. So I'm cool with PJW anytime after pick 100.
You mentioned it on Monday episode. There was a team that Portland. You were like, oh, well, I can't wait for Portland in the preseason to see lineups and all this kind of stuff. By the way, that may be an article idea.
Dallas, Brooklyn, Portland.
Like Dallas, dude. So many ways they could go. I want to see what Milwaukee does with Cole Anthony, right? We presume they're going to start, but what if first preseason game and you got Giannis out there and Turner out there and Kuzma's out there and you start freaking Kevin Porter Jr., dude? We're going to go nuts. We're going to be changing draft board. We're going to be Sports Ethos. The Sports Ethos app, which is completely free and awesome, is going to be buzzing. It's going to be huge. If KPJ starts that first preseason game, and again, if he's starting out there with AJ Green and Chris Livingston, it doesn't matter. But if he's out there starting with Giannis and the starters, then it matters.
I will lose my mind if KPJ starts. Like, that would be amazing. I would love it.
Shirt off, running around the neighborhood.
I don't take my shirt off, bro. You know that. My shirt
That's
never
why
comes
I
off.
said it. That's why I
never
said
comes
it.
off.
Oh my God.
Even if KPJ is a starter, it's not coming off.
What if you get Dyson Daniels in all of your leagues? Will you take your shirt off and twirl it around your head as you run around your neighborhood?
I will not. Now, I will also tell you this. Like, my vision in my head is I've never publicly had my shirt off before, or at least since I've lived in Georgia. And my daughter's ex-boyfriend sent me one day a picture of me standing on my porch in like my boxer shorts with no shirt on. And I don't know where that picture came from or where he was when he took it, but it was terrifying. And I was like, oh my God. How is this a thing that exists? Luckily, I think he sat on it, but that was a scary day when I got that.
Dude, the paparazzi is now going to work to try to unearth the nearly nude photo of Steve Alexander, Fantasy Sports Hall of Famer. The paparazzi's buzzing right now, Doc, and you better hope they don't find that picture. I'm just kidding.
Well, you've been to my house. You've lived here. You know that
Mhm.
it's down in the bottom of a hole and you can't see any other houses from it. It's very private. So
Very private.
if I'm going to be shirtless, it's probably going to be out on my front porch. But again, incredibly rare occurrence.
The only people that would see you shirtless wouldn't be people. They would be deer, moose, wolverines, raccoons, squirrels. Do you guys have lizards up there? We've got a bunch of lizards down here in Florida.
We don't have lizards. We don't have lizards like you have down there, but we've got some lizards. We've got turkeys, a lot of deer.
Yes. You ever get a peacock rolling through there? Just a random ass peacock rolling through the forest in Walmart, Georgia.
The Walmart parking lot will occasionally have a peacock in it, but I haven't seen a peacock on my property.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, let's get back to our story here. Fantrax ADPs. Miles Bridges, Doc, of the Charlotte Hornets, has a Fantrax ADP of 75.5. Are you buying or selling that?
Well, he was about 49 on ESPN. He's 75 on Fantrax. That sounds a lot better to me. Like, I love Miles Bridges. I'm probably too bullish on him right now. I really need to tweak the rankings I completed Monday night or Sunday night, because I think I've got like Miles Turner a little too low. I've got Miles Bridges maybe a little too high. Maybe not. I love Bridges, but I don't think I love him at 48 like he is in ESPN. 75 on Fantrax, yes, I'm buying.
Yeah, this is a big buy for me. This, again, time and time again, Doc, it comes back to popularity, name recognition. Do you have a brand name or not? What market do you play in? Are you a New York player? We're going to overdraft you every time. Do you play in Charlotte? We don't even know who you are. Nobody cares. That he's getting charlated right now. He's getting Charlotte shamed right now, Doc. Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges at 75.5 isn't even close. I've got him in the 50s, Doc. I mean, I'm 2 rounds up on this. I like Miles Bridges, dude. The guy's consistent. The guy plays. Charlotte didn't shut guys down last year. He's 27-4 with no defense, decent threes. And I don't think, Doc, you were I'm going into a draft. I got to get Miles Bridges. Said no one ever, okay? But at the right spot. So, Doc, this is good news. So if I've got like a fifth round valuation on Miles Bridges, I don't have to take him in the 5th round. I know that. Like, this ADP is way off, dude. And you know what? There's not going to be a Miles Bridges hype train at any point of this offseason, Doc. There might be a Brandon Miller hype train, which you and I are ballyhooing. Is that a verb? Can you ballyhooing something? I think we just did. But there will not be any hype train for Miles Bridges. He is going to be a fantastic value for us, dude. And you and me are both going to try to get him in like round 7, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's only 27 years old. If he was 29, I would be fading. I'd be scared that the run is over. And it's a little nerve-wracking that we're expecting Brandon Miller to take a big step this year. And what if LaMelo Ball plays in 72 games? But hopefully if LaMelo plays in 72 games, that helps Miles Bridges. They seem to have a good rapport and he hooks him up. So, but yeah, I think Miles Bridges, between his legal problems a few years ago and the fact he plays in Charlotte, is probably going to be a huge value pick.
Good point with the off the court troubles. because that's a part of it too, and perception and reputation that goes into this. I'm not going to say I don't think it should. I'm not talking to you, Doc. I'm talking to our audience here. Do what you want to do. We're just here to help. We're here to give you ideas. We're here to create aha moments and epiphanies and like, wow, these guys are making great sense. Okay, I got to reevaluate how I look at this guy. That's why we're here. All right. But if we get to a point and you're like, yo, I'm just not going to rock with Miles Bridges, then don't rock with Miles Bridges. Me and Doc will be there to draft him. I know, Doc, Kyrie Irving dealt with some of this when do you remember what he didn't want to take the jab? Team wanted him to take the jab. The team iced him out. You remember you had the stupid COVID rule in New York where, and let me remind you guys of this. If you were a performer, okay, which meant singer, theater, actor, ball player, a rocket, if you're a performer, okay, and you live in New York City, the only way you can perform is to get the jab. But if you're a performer traveling into New York City and you live somewhere else, you don't have to get the jab and you can perform in New York City. The stupidest rule about in American history. Made no sense at all. So Kyrie Irving rebelled against the jab. The team wanted him to get the jab. You guys remember this. They told him because he couldn't perform at home, they sent him home. And they said, we're not even going to take Kyrie for the road games that he's eligible to play in. We just don't want any of Kyrie because we're pissed because we're judging him because he's not getting the COVID shot. All right. And millions of people hated Kyrie Irving because he did not get the COVID shot. We heard it on NBA radio time and time again, Doc. And it caused probably his ADP to fall. And I'm not effing with Kyrie. He's dead to me, blah, 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 blah. When all he was a human looking out for his own body. Against I'll just stop right there. I was about to say something even more rebellious than I already have, but I always had Kyrie's back with that. Always on national radio at the time, I had his back on that. Andre, he used to get pissed at me because we were at a loggerhead. I'm like, if I'm the Nets, I'm taking all of Kyrie Irving. I'm taking him for the road games. We got this stupid rule in New York. He can't play in my arena, even though he lives here. Okay, I'm taking him for the road games. Cam, you're out of your mind. You either got to be all in or all out. And I'm like, the team is telling him that the team is making the all in or all out decision. Dude. Kyrie is all in. The team is telling him he can't be all in. So me and AD had a lot of big time debates about that.
Antonio Daniels was mad at you. You said Andre was mad at you, but Andre wasn't even. You and Andre weren't.
My bad. I got Andre in my.
I'm sure Andre's like, wait, when did I get mad at Rick?
So yeah. Anyway, reputation matters, man. So let's reel it in here. What you woofing because we're done with the COVID?
That was a dive. That was a trip down the lane.
What about Mikal Bridges, dude? Let's stay in New York. Fantrax ADP of 74.8, Doc. Are you buying Mikal or selling him at that ADP?
How many people do you think draft Miles Bridges thinking it's Mikal and vice versa? I wonder about that. Especially after a few beers, you're chilling, just drafting with your boys. It's the best day of the year. You're like, oh, I think I'll take Miles Bridges here. And next thing you know, you got Mikal on your team. I mean, that's some stupid stuff I did back in the day.
They're not that far apart. Pretty similar players.
Yeah. I like Mikal Bridges more than you do. And yes, you do. I'm okay with him. I'm good at 75 on Mikal Bridges all day. I'll take Bridges, then Bridges at the turn.
I've got Miles Bridges. Let's see. I don't want to give away all my rankings here. Where do I have Mikal? I've got Miles Bridges 13 spots higher on my forward list than Mikal Bridges.
Dang.
I've got 28 forwards ahead of Mikal. I I'm gonna sell him at this ADP, at the Fantrax ADP of 74.8. It's too high. Nah, I'm probably 2 rounds later on Mikal Bridges, Doc. He's still a top 100 player. There's no doubt about that. Probably a top 90 player. I'm just not crazy about the box score from this guy. And I get the difference between head-to-head Roto, and he's so much more impactful in Roto because he plays every game. I get that. And I'm going to play some Roto leagues this year, maybe only one, but I'm going to play at least one, Doc. Just experimental, just as the artist in me, as a fantasy sports analyst, I don't know. I literally don't know if I've ever done a basketball Roto league. I literally don't know if I've ever done one. Maybe a million years ago I did. No recollection of it, but of it at all. I have no sort of strategy wisdom, right? That we have all this strategy wisdom with head-to-head stuff, right? I mean, it's what we do. It's where we've lived. We invented and popularized it collectively here, but Roto is different.
I think the reason I have done Roto in the past is because my baseball leagues, which is where I got introduced to fantasy, was Roto. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take this and do basketball with it. So I just stole all my commissioner's ideas and turned them into a basketball league and ran Roto. And that's just how we rolled until we went online, and then all the websites and all the league managers were head to head for the most part. And that's when we switched over. But beginning for the leagues I started, we just went Roto because that's what we knew.
Roto doesn't thrill me. It's not adventurous. I like adventure. I like a different matchup every week, but I'm going to play Roto. I'm going to play in a Roto basketball league this year, somehow, some way, and probably get my ass kicked, but and I'll learn a lot, and I'll be complaining about it on the Fantasy NBA tonight throughout the season. Guys, go to our website, sportsethos.com, and please purchase our fantasy football draft guide. $6 a month, 60% off right now, and it's bad to the bone. We got NFL and college football fantasy both covered. Daniel Gafford, Doc, Fantrax ADP of 120.4. Are you buying Gafford at 120.4? Does that feel good to you? 120.1, pardon me. Does that feel good to you?
That one I have not looked at yet. First of all, he's going to have to split time with what's his face again, which just sucks. That why can't I think I want to say Miles McBride, but who is the other center? Help me, Rick.
Oh, Derek Lively.
Save me.
Gaffley.
Derek Lively. So the fact that they have Lively and Gafford is just a total buzzkill because they play them. They don't play them together, and maybe they will this year, but I don't see it now. Lively's a little bit banged up, which works out well for Gafford early, but I just wish that we could have one of those guys get the job full time for a full season and see what happens, because Gafford's per game minutes are nuts. So I'm going to say yes to Gafford here, because of what he does he doesn't need a ton of minutes to be a fantasy force.
I was waiting on you to say that. And if you hadn't, I was going to bring back the fact that you said that last year, and it was just an outstanding point. Gafford doesn't need 28 minutes a game. Lively doesn't need 28 minutes a game. They need 23, 24, 25 minutes a game to do their thing. I'm definitely buying Gafford at this ADP. I like Gafford, dude. I like his stat set. You're looking at like 11 points, 7.5 rebounds, like 1.8, 1.9, maybe 2 blocks. I think he'll be a 2-block guy at the beginning of the year as long as Lively is out. And then when Lively comes back, the minutes will go down a little bit, and he'll probably shrink to below a 2-block guy. But I have Gafford, Doc. I've got 22 centers ranked above him. And I'll just give you a look at that little cluster. I've got Kel'el Ware, then Danny Gafford, and then Jay Huff. Bang, bang, bang. And by the way, all right, that's all I'll say. But I've got Gafford pretty well ranked, bro. Pretty well ranked. There are some bigger names that I have below Gafford because I like his stat set, and Lively's not going to begin the season on time. So that's a big yes for me. Gafford at a Fantrax ADP of 120.1. Klay Thompson, Doc, the aforementioned, fading, sagging, but still awesome Hall of Famer. Awesome in terms of the resume and who he is. I'm into Captain Klay and his boat out there in the Bay Area. 139.1 ADP via Fantrax for Klay Thompson. How you feeling about that?
I am all the way out. Last year was the all right, Klay, I'm going to give you one more chance to prove that you can play defense and run up and down the floor and ball out. And he was actually okay. It was okay. But fantasy purposes, I want nothing. I want a young, hungry kid on my team.
I'm out as well, Doc. I'm out. Guys, he's a one category guy. He's not a two category guy. Two categories would imply that he's a difference maker in the points category, which he no longer is. He's still going to hit probably 3 threes. Okay. Klay Thompson is a streamer. That's all he is. He gives you no steals, gives you no rebounds, gives you no assists, barely gives you any points. Not that I care, but the field goal percentage probably sucks because he takes a lot of deep shots. I'm beyond out. Not on Klay as a dude, but as a fantasy player, I'm completely out. This is a big sell for me and a huge hard no for me. And again, want to encourage you guys, don't draft Klay. He is a waiver wire guy. He is a light NBA night. We got 4 games, 3 games, 2 games, maybe 5 games. I need some streamers tonight. I got to keep up the man game war in my head-to-head matchup. Bam, Klay Thompson's your guy. But if you think you're running Klay Thompson out there 3 or 4 days a week and living with the off days, right? Because the Klay Thompson spot could be a streamer spot where every night you got a different streamer in there. Boom, that's how you win. Keeping Klay's got a 3-game week. Doc, you are taking 4 holes in terms of man games to then have Klay come back out the next night and hit you with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 threes. That math doesn't work for the people, dude.
No, I'm out. I don't know. I don't think I have to say anything else. Like I just don't want anything to do it.
That was a bad pass by me. I should have just moved on. That was my turnover right there.
Well, sometimes you move on, and I'm over here going, wait, I got to get this one last incredible thought in. So, it's fair.
This pearl of wisdom. You give us numerous, countless pearls of wisdom. Kelly Oubre. How dare you? I'm going first on. How dare you? His ADP on Fantrax is 147.5. You all are nuts. Nuts. Zany loco. Bro, I just went Spanish on you. You're all loco. I mean, give me a break, dude. Are you serious, Doc? Do they know that Joel Embiid never plays? Do they know that Paul George never plays? Do they know that Quentin Grimes is still stuck in RFA jail? Okay. Do they know? Do they know, Doc, that Kelly Oubre is a low-key fantasy stud? Do they know that? Do they know that Nick Nurse loves Kelly Oubre? He does. Nick Nurse has guys, and he's got not his guy. Chris Boucher, not his guy. Kyle Lowry, his guy. Kelly Oubre, his guy, okay? He loves Kelly Oubre. Bro, this is shockingly gross. We got to get these people right, bro. 147.5 for Kelly Oubre is laughable.
I'm not as upset about this as you are, Rick. And if you notice, like VJ Edgecombe, like, are people scared that he's going to unseat Kelly Oubre and make Kelly Oubre irrelevant? Apparently, that's what people think.
Go ahead, Doc. Go finish your thought. I got something to say on that. Finish your thought. Not to you. It's a bigger thought. I'm not mad at you.
What you said, though, Paul George. Paul George is not going to show up and ball out for a team that has Joel Embiid grasping for air and on his last leg. Like, the party is over in Philadelphia. Oubre, if they send him out there, if Nick Nurse sends him out there to play every night, Oubre's going to do it. I don't think you need to reach and get Kelly Oubre early in your draft. But once you get to the 10th, 11th, 12th round and Oubre's sitting there, I think you should take him.
Completely agree. I completely agree, Doc. He's the last pick of the draft. This ADP proves right here, Doc, that if you get to, let's just say it's your 15th pick. I don't know, roster. Let's say it's your 15th pick. Oubre's still there. Bam. And based on this ADP right here, they're basically telling us Oubre is either not going to be drafted or he's going to be the last round. I'm just going to give you I went through forwards and centers and guards to kind of get an idea here, Doc. Oubre for me is at about 120. All right. So that makes him like 10th, 11th kind of round pick. But there's going to be more intriguing talent on the board at that point. I'm not going to have to take Oubre in round 10, but that's where I have him valued. And so then you get cute, right? You get cute with with perception, reputation. Like, nobody likes Oubre, nobody drafts him. So then you get cute and you wait around. And sometimes you get sniped. Sometimes then you played the game and you lost the game. Sometimes, though, you take another guy and then you still get the guy that you were thinking about around earlier. Those are the games I'm probably going to play with Oubre. Doc, Andre's asking some good questions here. Oubre or Grimes? I say Oubre, Doc, because I feel like Nurse loves him, and I feel like his role is secure. He's going to be that defensive sick'em guy, that energy guy that never needs the ball, never needs a play run for him, and is just a random energy player out there. And Grimes could lose time to Edgecombe, could lose time to McCain, could lose time to Paul George. So I say Oubre.
Yeah, that's interesting. Can Oubre stay healthy is my question. But his numbers last year, like he was at 6 rebounds for the first time in 4 years. His numbers were up last year. It's not a career year, but all of his numbers were up except scoring, and that stayed the same. He only played in 60 games, so he missed 22. That's my only concern. But I have just as many concerns about Quentin Grimes as I have about Oubre. So I think in a pinch, I would go Oubre.
Dude, I've got Quentin Grimes buried in my rankings. I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, there's going to be some movement here, but I just see a lot of blockage for Quentin Grimes. I mean, he's not even draftable where I have him ranked right now. Super deep. Let's go to Davion Mitchell, Doc. One of your faves. Fantrax ADP of 156.9. Oh wow, I didn't even look at the time on the clock until now. All right, so let's bail on Davion. We can save him for another day. Let's get to our FanDuel win total here, Doc. It is the Dallas Mavericks at 40.5. You going over or under on that?
That it's a great question. They won 39 games last year, so all they got to do is be a game and a half better. 40.5. They got to be 2 games better than they were last year. But they're not going to have Luka for the first half like they did last year. And Kyrie is gone. And we don't know how many games AD is going to play. We don't know if Cooper Flagg is going to be as good as we think he's going to be. So this is all very tough. I'm going to go with the under here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Russell running your offense. I'm going to go with the under.
We encourage you guys to go to FanDuel and you can put your opinions where your mouth is with your money, and so go to FanDuel and set up an account and have fun with them over there. But this win total comes from FanDuel, 40.5. I'm going to go over because the Mavs are in win mode. They're not in tank mode. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where they're like, unless just a rash of injuries hit. But I think they're playing the long game until Kyrie comes back. I think at some point late in the year, he will come back. Cooper Flagg's going to be a bad boy. Anthony Davis, and you've got the centers. You've got PJ Washington, D'Lo. Look, D'Lo's serviceable. He is. And you do have a nice catch and shoot guy in Clay. For fantasy, I don't want to mess with him, but he's still like a 38, 40% catch and shoot guy. There's enough there to win half of your games. But like we talked about with Cleveland on Monday, Doc, their win total is FanDuel win total is 55.5. I would bet on the over on that. I would. I feel very good about them hitting that. I don't feel great about Dallas hitting the over here. And if they hit the over here, dude, it's going to be 41, 42, 43, 44 wins, very close to this number of 40.5. So we have, Doc, we have a question. And let's answer this question from Patrick O'Hara, 5687. And we want to remind you guys on every episode, we're answering audience questions during the off season. Please drop your questions in the YouTube comments and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. Patrick O'Hara, 5687. Hey, Cam and Doc, could you please rank these forwards? Pascal, Anunoby, Randall, Miles Bridges, Abdia, Butler, and DeMar. It's Pascal, OG, Julius Randle, Miles Bridges, Abdia, your guy, Doc, Denny, Jimmy Butler, and Double D, DeMar DeRozan. So give us a second here, guys, to kind of come up with some of the rankings on these. Okay. Do you want to go first, Doc? Or are you?
I can. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I'm close. I can tell you, I'll just to kind of bridge us here. I can tell you that Pascal Siakam's first on my list.
I've got Pascal Siakam first on my list. Who do you have second on your list? I have Miles Bridges.
So I'm almost there. I guess I do have him over him. Okay, so that's 5. And where do I have Double D? I got him a little bit higher. I got him at 5. Okay, I got my list. I got him at 6, and I got him at 7. All right, Pascal Siakam is number 1 for me. Who's number 2 for you?
I have Miles Bridges.
Me too. Okay, so far we're in lockstep. Who do you have at number 3?
I have DeMar DeRozan.
Aha, that's where we part ways in the road. Who do you think I have at number 3?
Julius Randle.
That's my boy. That's my boy. I love it. Yes, I got Julius.
Hey, I have Randle at 4.
Okay. Okay, so you have Randle at 4. I have Denny at 4.
Ooh, Denny. Is Denny going to blow up this year?
Dude, like FanDuel. Go to FanDuel. You can bet on most improved player, okay? I would recommend betting on Amen Thompson at like plus 2,000, plus 2,200, rather than betting on Nembhard or Abdi at like plus 1,400. I'd way rather go with Amen Thompson. I think Amen Thompson actually, as we sit right now, Doc, I could change my opinion. I think Amen's got a great path to win most improved player this year, like a great path.
Yep, me too. But Denny, I feel like as good as Denny was last year, his fantasy like his ranking and his numbers, it just wasn't great. And I don't know that he can get that much of a better opportunity than he had last year. But I don't know. I'm not as high on Denny as I was last year.
Okay, so at 4 you had
4. I've got Julius Randle.
4 you've got Julius Randle. Who do you have at 5?
5 I have Denny Abdia.
All right. So at 5, I have DeMar DeRozan. And then I'll just keep the ball rolling here. At 6, I have Jimmy Butler. Who do you have at 6?
6, I have OG Anunoby.
Wow. And then I have OG at 7. You have Jimmy Butler last on this list.
I'm not drafting him. I don't want him. I did my rankings last night. I forgot all about him. I slipped him in there at Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy.
All right, so let's we really appreciate the question, Patrick. Pascal was 1. We both agreed that Miles Bridges was number 2. And then it started to get a little bit different. But pretty healthy Julius Randle opinions here. I was 3 on him. You were 4 on him. So that would probably make him that third guy. The fourth guy would either be Abdia or DeMar DeRozan. And then we'll put Jimmy Butler last and put OG ahead of him. I'll just rock with Doc on that. So, Patrick, I hope that helps. But that was a great question. And that's really like a gut zone at the forward position, right? Like you're deep in the draft, and now it's just all about being really crafty with categories and with missed time and with all the secret sauce that we put into this, Doc. So really appreciate that. Anything else you want to say, Doc, or are we out?
No, I was just want to say that is an interesting tiers breakdown, because obviously Pascal Siakam is in a different tier than like Denny Abdia and OG Anunoby, in my opinion. But good question. I enjoyed breaking that down.
Indeed, man. A couple of reminders. Go to your app store and download the Sports Ethos app. It's free. We have continuous, voluminous blurbs on NFL, MLB, and, of course, the NBA. SportsEthos.com. We've got everything covered for you over there. Please purchase our fantasy football draft guide. You will love it. Big shout out to our great producer, Andre Lemouche. Big shout out to Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We love all of you for checking us out here throughout the offseason. We'll see you again very, very, very soon. This episode has been brought to you by FanDuel.